Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. As we look forward to what God has in store for us, I am pumped about the future for our prayer ministry here at New Song. I'm so thankful for everything each of you have given to get us where we are, but I believe the best is yet to come. Last month, we discussed the importance of prayer and worship, the history of powerful revivals like the Moravian, Welsh, and Azusa Street revivals, and how night and day prayer has historically unleashed God's power and brought about significant transformation. We also touched on the current reality of prayer ministry here at New Song, and how using these monthly videos will be a touch point to not only create and share resources that support you, but to also get vital feedback from you guys in your individual worship and prayer sets. We ended last month's video on a cliffhanger where I promised to share vision for the future and that I would present three things. Number one, greater clarity and vision. Number two, new opportunities. And number three, new levels of ministry unification. So greater clarity on vision, new opportunities, new levels of ministry unification. Let's start with clarity on vision. I love the quote by Charles Spurgeon, which says, "Whenever God determines to do a great work, he first sets his people to pray." Or the words of D.L. Moody when he said, "Every great movement of God can be traced to a kneeling figure." I believe God has a great work just like those in store for the Church of Whatcom County. And I believe he has a great work like those in store for New Song Church, for his name, for his renown, that Jesus would receive the reward of his suffering. But behind every great movement of God, there is first a movement of prayer that he brings about. In fact, as we look through church history, we see that the church was at its best and God his most glorious when his people sought him in humble, desperate, passionate prayer. And because of that, our vision for prayer at New Song Church, the snapshot, the hope of the future, is morning, noon, and night prayer. Morning, noon, and night prayer. 3 sets a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. 2C, revival of the church and awakening of the city. I'm going to say that again. The vision, the snapshot, the hope of the future is morning, noon, and night, worship and prayer, 3 sets a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. 2C, revival of the church and awakening of the city. Now you may be asking, what does that look like, the practicals? Well, that's where new opportunities, the second thing we're going to talk about, comes into play. Whether you're a seasoned prayer warrior or just beginning your journey, there will be places and spaces for you to grow and serve. Starting the first week of July, we'll be launching 4 new prayer sets done on a weekly basis, in addition to 5 new prayer sets done the week leading up to each Watch 24 service, all done right here at New Song Church. So stay tuned. Times and dates will be released this month, and I'll notify each of you when they are. Now, with all these sets taking off, these things moving, there will be numerous opportunities for you to be a part of what the Lord is doing. We need prayer leaders and we need worship leaders for his glory. If you're passionate about leading a prayer set as a worshiper or as a prayer leader, reach out to me. Let's find a place for you to serve. We have resources and content to get you started, and we have vision and direction to keep us all unified. And now a unique dynamic of prayer ministry is that we're all called to it. And that's what I love about prayer ministry. It's the equalizer of all men, right? And whether you're a teacher in children's ministry, a greeter at the door, or a barista in the coffee shop, we're all called to pray. Prayer is not just for the prayer people, it's for all believers. Which brings us to ministry unification, the third thing I want to talk about today. For the first time, we are bringing together our worshipers, our prayer leaders, and our ministry teams to create unified prayer times. A majority of our prayer and worship sets will be centered around praying for particular ministries throughout the church. This will not only give opportunity to pray for the things dear to our hearts as individuals, but will give teams the privilege to meet with God and receive his heart for these things as well. I just like to imagine our children's leaders or whatever role you fill, imagining the power of unified worship and prayer echoing through every corner of our church and beyond. This is what reviving the church and awakening the city can look like. Now, if you want to be a part of this vision, morning, noon, and night worship and prayer, I need you to do one of three things. Number one, get involved. Send me a text. Let's get coffee. Let's find out how you can be a part of what the Lord is doing. Maybe you feel like, I just don't feel like I'm a worship leader. I don't feel like I'm a prayer leader. That's okay. There are tons of roles in the house of prayer. We need people to host sets. Maybe you can press a couple buttons on the soundboard to get things rolling. Whatever it is, all those little things help. Number two, give me feedback. Click the link below in the details section. Let me know your thoughts on how we can move forward, how we can get to that vision and fulfill it in our age. And number three, stay tuned. I'll be posting the schedule for the next prayer room hours on our website, and we'll be sending them to you personally. Excited to touch base with you guys soon. Love you guys. Bless you guys. See you soon.